Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I got a few stories to share with you in this particular Moon Lambo hot jam. And I'll be starting with this one from crypto media outlet U Today. XRP fork flare now supported by one more major exchange. And I have to share with you, the reason this is so fundamentally exciting to me, because we're up to 15 exchanges now supporting this distribution. I suspect that all of these cryptocurrency exchanges will offer trading of the Spark tokens that are distributed, because why the hell would they not? They're just going to have a wallet there, and it's not going to be traded. They're not going to try and make some money on the buying and selling of this particular cryptocurrency. I find that a little hard to believe, because they're already putting in the effort of setting up the wallets, and they're not getting any sort of financial gain from that whatsoever. In fact, cryptocurrencies that the exchanges that partake in this, they have to agree to not take any of the Spark tokens for themselves. And while there's technologically nothing that prevents them from stealing it, the Flare stance is okay. But if they do, look, it's public blockchain. You can check all of this. You can see where it goes. And if they do this, then the market will punish them. That's basically the way they're looking at it. And seriously, if a cryptocurrency exchange that I use decides to take Spark tokens that they agreed they would not, I would no longer use that exchange because I wouldn't trust them. And so I think it indeed would be very detrimental, and so I don't suspect we're going to see any of that. If we do, then okay, the market's going to take care of that, I think. But I don't think we will see that. And so what I'm thinking about is what happens when Binance jumps on board, because we know they're in talks, and that's the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world by volume. And if this happens, and if they allow trading of the Spark tokens, and we as XRP holders get our Spark tokens first, and this is the only way to get them, initially anyway, what happens when trading opens up all over the entire world? Well, I'll tell you what, I've been in the crypto space for 3 years now. And I've seen live on charts the beginning minutes of cryptocurrencies being traded on Binance. I have seen it. And it is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Right now, Spark is worth 0. I don't think that's always going to be the case. It's just not traded and it's not been distributed to this point, but I think it's really going to be worth something. So anyway, there's that one. And then there's this. I'm going to be brief on this one. There's not too much to say, but I wanted to cover it from CryptoComes.com. Ripple clients can now get PayID names. Here's how. And then I have this story that I just found genuinely fascinating from U Today titled, Bitcoin could be in the midst of corporate FOMO, which of course stands for fear of missing out. Says a Status CEO. Before I go any further, if you would please delicately tap the like button, I would appreciate the support. And also, if you are a fan of claiming free Spark tokens, because why the hell not, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. Now, I do want to be clear that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I do not. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write, and I'm not offering financial advice now or ever, and I never have in the past. That's just not something I'm going to do. I just think it's fun to talk about this stuff, and as a hobby, make YouTube videos. That's it. Just want to be clear. So into this first piece about Spark. Estonia-based BitBay, one of the largest digital currency exchanges in Europe, has become the latest trading platform to support the distribution of Flare Network's Spark token, which is FXRP short. Each Spark token is valued 1-to-1 with the Ripple-affiliated XRP cryptocurrency. Yeah, that's the wrong way to word it. What they mean is that for every XRP you have, you're going to get at least one Spark token, but it's not valued at whatever XRP is valued at. Just to be super duper clear, it is currently worth $0, and Spark tokens might be worth something in the future if people decide to buy and sell them. And to me, that seems like an inevitability. Can you imagine that never happening? I can't. I actually can't. So I believe it'll be worth something, and it's effectively free money. Don't know what it'll be worth, but probably something in the future. Anyway, Flare is a utility fork of XRP that would be able to bring smart contracts to its ledger. And the XRP ledger, I'm sure many of you are aware, but there's always new people jumping into the space here. Smart contract capability was intentionally not included with within the XRP ledger. And there's actually a recent podcast in which David Schwartz, who is a co-creator of the XRP ledger and Ripple CTO, was speaking with Stefan Thomas, Ripple's former CTO, who now is running Coil, which uses a blend of ILP and XRP to just create. They created a new form of web monetization. It's pretty badass anyway. But they were talking about it on the very recent BlockStars podcast. It was at some point within the last, I don't know, couple, 2-3 months, whatever it was, and they explained the rationale for not including that because, frankly, when it comes to designing a cryptocurrency, you're never going to be all things to all people, and so you have to kind of decide what you're optimizing for, and that's what they did. They actually thought it at the time that they were designing XRP. They actually were talking about how it's too early to get any sort of functionality out of smart contracts, and so they just went a different route. That was part of it anyway. There's a lot more detail to it, but that was certainly a consideration. And so they have this little subheading here next. Binance is expected to follow suit. Now, this is the big one. This is what I am going to be like losing my ever-loving mind over when this happens. Because, I mean, seriously, Moon Labo wants to be doing his happy dance because I understand how big this platform is. The biggest exchange in the world for cryptocurrencies by volume. And I firmly believe that if they're going to offer distribution of Spark tokens, do you really think they're not going to offer trading of Spark tokens and talk about the user base there? Holy hell, man. And you can only get it from XRP holders first. How about that? Anyway, in late October, social trading company eToro decided to finally announce the onboarding of the tokens after months of deliberation. eToro first revealed that it was in talks with the Flare team on September 2nd. As reported by You Today, Altcoin Trader, one of the largest exchanges in South Africa, also supported the distribution of the XRP fork. Uphold and BitTrue were among the first exchanges to add the fork in early September. Flare also reportedly had conversations with Binance, the largest exchange by trading volume in the world, and its American arm Binance US. However, there has not been any confirmation as of yet. So hopefully it really happens. I'd be a little disappointed at this point if it didn't. So we will indeed just have to sit tight and see what the heck happens. But there we are. On to the next piece, CryptoCons.com. Ripple clients can now get PayID names. Here's how. The PayID, a system that provides XRP holders with unique names in RippleNet's PayID, has been released in beta version. Who was the first to try it? Well, PayID, the solution tasked with the development of a united payment identification system across different payment networks, can now attribute human-readable names to its customers. The PayID service works similar to Ethereum Domain Name System, or ENS for short, but its names are utilized for payments, receiving, and authorization. According to an official release from the PayID team, the new service is created by 10 XRP community enthusiasts from Japan. With the PayID, everyone can create a human-readable identifier of PayID transfers. And so this whole concept with PayID, I hope it gets traction. Even if it's not this exact one, there are multiple entities that are effectively trying to do the same thing. So it's kind of like, what's going to become the standard? And whatever does become the standard, look, XRP, just like every other crypto, I think will benefit from it. So this one seems like a legitimate one from what I can tell, and we'll just have to kind of sit tight and see what happens here. Anyway, the inaugural release is a beta version of the PayID, so developers warned about its limited functionality. However, the starter pack functions, such as creating a customized the pay.id name, are already up and running. XRPL Labs founder and lead developer Wietse Wen was among the first explorers of the new instrument. Today, November 9th, he booked the name Wietse $thepay.id and congratulated the developers of the PayID. So, cool stuff. All sorts of developments continuing to happen surrounding the Internet of Value and the world of crypto. Now into this piece. Bitcoin could be in the midst of corporate FOMO, says Status CEO. Renowned crypto trader and entrepreneur Willy Woo has tweeted that the main absorbers of Bitcoin at the moment are new smart money. Here's who he had in mind with that tweet. On November 6th, Bitcoin broke above $15,000 and spiked to $15,829. At the moment, Bitcoin is trading at $15,521 as per data shared by CoinMarketCap. Thus, over the past month, Bitcoin is up 45%. And earlier today, the flagship cryptocurrency demonstrated a plunge to the $15,215 level, likely due to the high volume of Bitcoin moved by miners to crypto exchanges to fix their profits and withdraw cash. Well, whatever the reasons are, it's short-term stuff anyway. The macro trend is in place regardless, but Nevertheless, we go on. So, however, Bitcoin is going up again, pleasing the crypto community. The current levels reached by the world's most popular crypto have not been seen since early January 2018. And who knows what the hell it is by the time you're listening to this, because things happen fast in crypto. But anyway, a renowned trader, investor, and entrepreneur Willy Woo has taken to his Twitter page to offer another reason why Bitcoin has been on a tear recently. Offering charts from Glassnode, he says that it is mainly new smart money that has been absorbing Bitcoin recently, not mentioning MicroStrategy and Square, which have been on everyone's lips in the community recently. While explaining who he meant by new smart money, Wu referred to high net worth individuals and over-the-counter desks, which they are using as one venue for entering Bitcoin. When describing one of the charts, Wu pointed out, and I quote, "Orange line is the rate of new investors coming in per hour previously unseen before on the blockchain." And it's big. Well, this is inevitably, this is one of the things that I've been talking about, just this idea of the more time passes, the more obvious it's going to be even to those people that were detractors previously. The more time passes, they're going to see, okay, so it's still here, the market's saying this, what might I be missing? And people are going to have a come to the Jesus moment and figure out what the hell they were thinking about Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto asset class that was wrong, because indeed there will be tremendous staying power. As long as the internet continues to exist, so will cryptocurrencies. And there are a lot of reasons for that. And then they have this little subsection here, subheading, FOMO accumulation could be underway. Well, it kind of looks like that, doesn't even corporate FOMO, yes. Recently, big-name investors like Bill Miller and Paul Tudor Jones, again, have been backing Bitcoin up, sharing positive comments about it with the media. Besides, well-known Bitcoin hater Nouriel Roubini has surprisingly referred to Bitcoin as a partial store of value, although he added that he still does not view Bitcoin as a currency. Yeah, I don't view it as a currency either. It is just a store of value. Nobody's using that as money. JP Morgan has also stated that investors are now more eager to get into Bitcoin via Grayscale than into gold. How about that? However, apart from public companies like Square and MicroStrategy, there are multiple other companies that are grabbing Bitcoin. According to Status CEO Gregory Klumov, we could now be witnessing institutional FOMO, again, fear of missing out, regarding Bitcoin. In an interview with Forklong, he referred to multiple Bitcoin acquisitions made via the time-weighted average price algorithm, which is often used by corporate customers who need to build a position within a limited time. And so, look, I think if you fast forward to 12 months from now, I have a suspicion that you'll be seeing a number of other publicly traded companies also announcing that they have purchased Bitcoin. It just takes time, but I just have this feeling that what MicroStrategy did in investing 425 United States dollars into Bitcoin, I think that caught the attention of probably just about every single publicly traded company on the planet. And I think that's, many of them are going to look into, is this a solution for us, and do their own research? And that all takes time, which is why I think if you just fast forward, if that was what got their brains moving in that direction, just fast forward a good year or so, and let's see how many more companies indeed have jumped on board. Maybe it won't be that many, but that would surprise me, but I think you'll have some bigger ones. Again, it's just for fun speculation. I don't know, but I suspect that'll be the case. It's kind of like just, to me, it's more like to what degree and how quickly. We'll all find out together, right? That's it for this video, though. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything, because of anything I say or write, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!